Hello, it's the comic book guy, and welcome back to DCeased, issue number 6 of 6. So the final issue of this little chapter in the DCeased story, because there's multiple little stories after this, which we'll probably read as well, along with Marvel Zombies. But yes, in the last issue, issue number 5, we lost the Man of Steel. The greatest light in the sky had become undead, and he tried to fly as far away from the planet as possible before turning. But I don't think it worked. So let's see what happens next in this final chapter of DCeased. Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. 432 Park Avenue, New York, the largest residential building in the world. 1,396 feet in the air. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. But Clark had a much greater power. Every single person who saw him was filled with hope. Look! Up in the sky! End of the world. All hope was lost at 11:48 AM. It was a Wednesday. If Superman has turned, then that's it. It's over. The arcs are ready. We need to leave Earth now. Superman can take down both arcs in a heartbeat. We need to take him on. How? With this. Batman left a takedown plan for every major hero. Of course he did. Bruce doesn't even have to be alive to scheme against us all. Actually, he didn't leave one for you. Bruce didn't think I could be dangerous? You're hurt Batman didn't have a post-mortem Machiavellian plan to end you? Well, yeah. I could be a planetary threat if I wanted to. Of course you could, dear. It appears Master Bruce stocked your belt himself, Master Damien. Right hip pocket. Kryptonite. These schematics will turn the kryptonite into a suppressing gas. If we build this, it will certainly slow Superman down. That's not enough. My father knew what he was doing. We should trust him on. Bruce was a lot of things, but he was never lethal. It was admirable. But we can't hold back now. You have a better solution? Of course. You think Batman's the only one with enough sense to plot against his friends? Diane, Vic, with me. Everyone else to the Arks. One to those sheltering in Ivy's jungle in Gotham. The other to Themyscira. As the Arks took off, their defenders prepared. The Fortress of Solitude, Kal-El's Forge. Clark is vulnerable to kryptonite and magic. Years ago, my mother and I hypothesized we could join the two. You're sure it will work? This is the sword of Athena. Athena was the goddess of war, and we fight for everything. She was the goddess of craft, and we have fused mythology with an element from a world that no longer exists. Last, she was the goddess of mathematics, and we are fighting an equation. This is not coincidence. I believe I hold fate in my hands. The Gotham jungle. We had a day, less than a day. The two arcs could hold a maximum of 7 million each. Each of us knew what that meant. That's everyone on board. 6,004,709 people. Time for us all to go. No! Ivy, I'm not abandoning the green. And I'm not abandoning her. We were leaving so many behind. Themyscira. We only had 2 arcs, and we had no time. Attempting to save more would have meant disaster. All aboard! We had to find a way to live with what we were doing, or no one would live at all. Queen Hippolyta. Queen Mira. What is it, Philippus? Your Majesty, something is happening. Out at sea. Move the evacuation to high ground. Ready your warriors around the Ark and the refugees. What is it, a storm? No. It's a tempest. Arthur. Ah! The Kraken. And Batman didn't think I could be dangerous. just fired an arrow half a mile through raging winds into the brain of the undead king of the sea, while he was controlling the Dawn Kraken. You, Batman. The infected Atlanteans shouldn't have been able to set foot on Paradise Island. They shouldn't have been able to find it. Philippus, go! But when we raised the sea floor and extended the island for refugees, Themyscira was no longer hidden, no longer safe from the outside. A wave of monsters came from the sea, where it broke against 2 warrior queens. But they weren't alone. Good to have you with us, Wondergirl. Are you ready? I'm ready, Antiope. Attack! They charged, and without fear the Amazons of Themyscira crashed into the dead of the deep. Arthur rolled away. Well, he wasn't hard to find. Cyborg, is anyone alive down there? No. No life signs at all. Okay then. I don't have to hold back. They were the fiercest warriors on the planet, but nothing could have prepared them for this. They had trained and battled together for thousands of years. They had beaten myths and legends, giants and gods. Still, they fought as friends and lovers fell. Antiope! They fought as allies, rose again as foes. That's the last of the refugees. Your Majesty, we have to go. The Amazons. Mira, there's no extracting them from that. Cassie, it's time for you to leave. Sure, but you're coming with me, Your Majesty. No. Tell Diane, tell my daughter the promise of Themyscira is hers to honor now. They stayed so millions could flee. The Amazons fell, but they fell fighting. They fell for all of us. Paradise held off oblivion. Pretty bird. The Arks have taken off. We lost a lot of Amazons. Fell, but we're away. Diana! Our defenders did so much to protect us. They risked everything, but they were up against so much power. Power without hesitation. Power without remorse. No! They brought us time, but that's all they could do. Diana, Superman, he's gone. You know where? He's seen the Arks. You have to stop him. It's okay. I've got her. I'll stay with her until... Vic, you can't stay. The virus started with me, Diana. I was never going with you. Go. Get to the Arks. Damien, I never wanted my son to have to be a hero. He's coming. That's not your father. Yeah, I know. Our children, we're supposed to protect them. Anything I can do? Look after Mom for me, yeah? Of course. You're gonna be a great Batman. We're the ones who are supposed to fight for their future. John? It's okay, Mom. I know what I have to do. But he was the only one who could fight for ours. John was the only one standing between the last survivors of Earth and extinction. Clark would have been so proud of him. He was a child trying to hold back death. My son couldn't stop that. But he brought us one precious minute. And in that minute, attention, Green Lantern of Sector 2814. The cavalry arrived. Seriously, Diane? Guy Gardner? I leave you alone for like a month and the whole place goes to hell? What's happening? The Guardians and the Green Lantern Corps are quarantining Earth. Which isn't great. This is our space sector. Losing our whole world reflects pretty badly on all of us. You're joking at a time like this? Hey, I might not have the incredible will of Hal Jordan or the stunning creativity of Kyle Rayner, but I am a freaking master of masking my emotional terror with jokes. What's Superman doing? That's not Superman. And it's thinking, working out if it can take us all on. You're an equation. Do the math. In that moment, the anti-life equation made a choice. After him! It couldn't stand against the entire core, so it calculated another way to kill. Stop! What's it doing? It's feeding, absorbing, draining the sun. In time, this entire solar system will grow cold and die, and we're just going to let it? Even Green Lantern's light isn't powerful enough to reach into the heart of a star. Perhaps it is for the best. We cannot wipe out the virus directly. We cannot risk exposure. But if this system freezes, the virus will sleep. We will monitor the sun and your world. But it is time to move the survivors. It is time for a new world. It is time for humanity to leave its birthplace. Life has lost here. Ugh. Wait, I have a question. The lasso of truth compels you. Can you speak? We have a voice. Is there a way to stop you? We are deaf. Nothing can stop death. You are a virus. Is there a cure? Yes. What is it? Where is it? Where? The cure is in you. You are man and machine. You are binary, off and on, patient 0 and the 1, the alpha, the omega. But that means everyone we fought, everyone we ended, they didn't have to die. Everything dies. The arcs. I have to reach the arcs. They have to know. Life is fleeting. That is the only truth. Death is forever. My mother used to tell me there was no such thing as monsters. There was nothing hiding in the dark. Nothing was going to jump out of the shadows. I wish I could have told my child the same thing. But by the time he was grown, he had faced too many monsters. I didn't know what was waiting in the dark ahead of us. There was one thing I did know. As we looked on our new world for the first time, our new start, our Earth 2, I knew the monsters were behind us now. The end. Right, so that was the end of the first chapter of DCeased. There are other stories, other, arcs and all that. And I'll probably get round to reading them at some point. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next story. Bye.